Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Vendor Spotlight. And we are going to be starting at 11:11 today. So I kind of hopped on a little early. Just to share with you, my special guest today is Tina Dubois, and she is the founder of the Metaphysical School. Very excited about that. Well, for one thing, because I'm on the faculty too, and I'm working on some courses to upload into there on acupressure and essential oils. And so really thrilled to talk with Tina about her school and the faculty, and we have prizes to give away. We're going to be talking about crystals and what it's like to be an empath, because Tina is very, very well versed in those topics. So Tina Dubois with the Metaphysical School is our guest today. So if you're joining us, let us know where you are watching from. Type in the comments below. Let us know that you're here. And if you have any questions about crystals or what it's like to be an empath, type those in too. And of course, if you're watching on the replay, go ahead and type replay in there. Let us know that you're here. Now, Tina is the founder of the newly launched Metaphysical School. It's actually launching this week. It's a video education and community platform, and it's dedicated to helping people, to helping spiritual seekers and energetic sensitives progress on their enlightenment journeys in a safe and supportive environment so that we can all heal, learn, and grow together. Tina is an intuitive empath herself, and she teaches many metaphysical subjects, including crystal healing and empath skills. Of course, you would find those in the Metaphysical School. And so today we will be talking about those crystals, what it's like to be an empath. And if anybody can resonate with that, let me know in the comments. All right. So we've got Jude here. Hello, Jude. She's watching in from Lake Country. Hello. Thank you for watching the show. Oh, and I should mention too that next week I have another guest. She was also on the online summit as an expert panelist, and her name is Nikki Ford with Inner Fire Coaching, and she does oracle cards as well. So she'll be on next weekend. I have good news. I've made a commitment to have this show live every Tuesday at 11:11. Yay. Okay, so I'm going to bring in Tina right now to the stream. Hello, Tina. Welcome so much. Good to see you here today.
Hi, Carly. It feels like so long since we were together for the online summit. It's really great to be here.
You know what? It actually has been a few weeks already. I'm like, oh, it's going by super fast.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
Oh, and if anybody has missed the online summit, it's no longer available for a free version, but I do have a promotion coming up pretty soon this week. So sneak peek, I have a 2-for-1 access pass so that you can watch it at your own leisure those 3 days. And it's available through YouTube to watch. So yeah, let us know if you're watching too. If you've got questions about crystals, Tina and I are here to talk about that today. So first of all, Tina, can you share with us about your school? Because I'm really excited about that, being on the faculty and all.
That's awesome. I'm so grateful you're a part of our faculty. Basically, our Metaphysical School, it just opened its doors. So this is a dream of mine that I've been working on for 2.5 years. And we just opened the doors to student enrollment on May 4th. And the cool thing about May 4th is I get to go forward with our anniversary being May the Force Be With You Day.
I think that's hilarious. And you know what?
It's super corny and I love it.
And I know you had a few different launch dates that were in the works, and I think it just worked out perfectly because it's what we're about.
The plan was to launch in April, and we had some technical difficulties. I am very happy that we did get to launch to founding students on April 30th. So I feel like that was, a goal that I reached. I did actually get to launch in April. It was the last day, but that's okay. And the public doors opened on May the 4th. So we have a number of new students that have already enrolled, and they're already building community where they're asking questions and taking video courses. And it's so exciting to finally have this dream come into reality. So I'm
how long
super
have
grateful.
you been working on it?
2.5 years.
2.5 years, and here it is. Yeah. You've birthed it into the cosmos.
Yes.
Quite literally into the virtual reality, because this is a school that it's all online. Is that right?
At the moment, yes, it's all online. And the reason for that is when I first started coming up with the idea for Metaphysical School, I knew that I was moving from a community just outside of Calgary, so a really big population center, to a really small town. So I live in Rossland, British Columbia, which is a very small city. We have 3,600 people, and it just doesn't have the huge population to sustain what I was doing in Cochrane. So I was doing crystal workshops, and I was working in a crystal store. There is no crystal store in Rossland. And I really enjoyed teaching. And so part of the reason why Metaphysical School is all online at the moment is because I want to be able to reach people who are like me, who live in small towns and don't have access to in-person metaphysical workshops, who don't have access to metaphysical teachers, and are curious about pretty much anything that has to do with metaphysics and the spiritual world, anything energy related. At Metaphysical School, we teach all of those topics. We have our video courses are divided into 8 core subjects, and those are on our website. But I can tell you that we have crystal healing.
I was going to ask you, can you refresh my memory too on what those topics are?
Hopefully I can come up with all 8 at the top of my head. So we have crystal healing, obviously. This is the topic that I am really passionate about teaching. We also have energy healing, which is your kind of niche. and just in case people are wondering, Carly is a moderator for our energy healing group. So in addition to the video courses, we have a community aspect to our Metaphysical School. And each of the 8 core subjects also has its own group. So if you're interested in energy healing, you can join the energy healing group. And we have topics like, Carly just put a discussion of what was your first energy healing experience, and tell the story about that. So did you want to share what you
because I did type that in there, and that's what I like about your school is it's more than just watching some videos, because there's this huge support network that's being developed right alongside with it. With those forums and being able to discuss, and you've got the faculty monitoring and moderating those and getting those, keeping them on track, I guess. And my first one that I recall was when my mom took me to see an acupuncturist when I was 14 and I was living in Indonesia. I think I was around 14, because it was for my acne I still had. And obviously I had an imbalance in my body. So that was an eye-opening experience for me, because it just brought a whole realm of alternative, it's alternative to the Western world, but for everyone else, it's normal.
I get that.
Yeah. So all these other modalities that are available and out there. And I'd say that would probably be my most memorable start that I got on my journey into holistic healing. And and so I did share that my mom's even commenting. Let me see her. It was wait, that was from before. Sorry. My mom's actually been pretty open-minded. She's very much looking into all alternatives every time it comes to helping the health of her family. So I've had a good person to live with during my childhood. That
good role model.
Yeah, she's been a good role model. And so I know she's going to be watching this later. So hi, Mom. Yeah, so I like the fact that your school has the moderating and has those group forums and open for discussion, because you get so much more along with watching the video that is so interactive in its community. Of course, I'm all about that because I like to strive for that as well, to have that holistic community. So when people come to your school site, like, how do people get to watch the videos? Like, is there a fee? Is it monthly or what? Or how does it work? I mean, I do know, but I would like
we'll just share it for everybody. So how Metaphysical School works is we have 2 memberships at the moment. And so the memberships give you access to buy the video courses and to join the community and to participate in the groups and forums. So the 2 memberships that we currently have are the Access membership, and it's $44 a year or $4 a month, and it gets you access to the community, gets you access to buy video courses, gets you 2 video courses included, and it gets you into our affiliate program. So how our affiliate program works is, once you are a member, if you share your affiliate link and somebody else joins Metaphysical School, then you get store credit towards the purchase of more video courses. So if you share your affiliate link and people join the community, you might never have to buy a video course. You just might get them all in store credit. So that's our first level. Our second level of membership is called the Connection membership, and it's $88 a year or $8 a month. And all of our prices are in American, not Canadian. And so what our Connection membership is you get all of the things that you get with the Access membership, but you get 4 video courses included. And you also get an invitation to 4 connection calls per month. So these are calls that are on Zoom, and we have 2 study group calls and 2 teacher Q&A calls, and the teachers are invited to all of the calls, so they are free to join us anytime. And we already had our first connection call last week. It was super exciting to actually have a call, and it was wonderful to connect, to create these deeper connections with the students in the school. So I'm super looking forward to more of our Zoom calls. So right now they're on Zoom. Soon they're going to be directly integrated into the school. I'm thinking in like 3 or 4 weeks, I'm going to have the tech for that sorted out. And basically all you'll have to do is log in, go to the group, and click the button to join, and you're there. Like, super easy. I'm so grateful that this technology exists now. Even the whole platform that Metaphysical School is on isn't that old. It's not even a year old. So even though I've been working on this dream for 2.5 years, the technology that I used to build this school didn't even exist a year ago. So I'm super grateful that we have this technology now. Yeah,
and you've been like, I'm blown away actually by your skills on pulling this website together and putting this community together. You've really done an incredible job. It's so user friendly, and it's so easy to find what people are looking for. Like, I just love it. So,
awesome.
And of course the crystals, those are my favorite. I actually I have a quartz crystal. Yeah, what's yours?
Amethyst.
I got the.
This is a piece.
Yeah, I did the amethyst earrings too.
Nice. I'm loaded. I'm covered. So my necklace is one I made myself, because before I was working on Metaphysical School, I'm actually a custom gemstone jewelry maker. So I'm allergic to metal, so all of my pieces are made metal free. So this one is amethyst, and then I have 3 beads on either side, and they are also amethyst, ametrine, and orlite, because those are kind of my favorite of the purple ray.
Can you share with us some of the properties around them? Like, for people that aren't really sure what the energetic properties are. I mean, we see most people know amethyst and know it's purple.
Yeah.
That's like the basics. But share with us some more, because there's layers upon layers that we can get here.
So much depth. So basically how I use crystals are very color oriented and related to the chakras. And just because you find a crystal that you like, it doesn't matter what the color is. It will do its metaphysical properties, it will work its energy healing on you regardless of regardless of whether you believe in it or not. It's going to share its energy with you because that's how crystal healing works. But how I think of the properties of crystals is based on their colors and based on their chakra association. So for example, amethyst and the other crystals in the purple ray have a lot to do with the third eye chakra and a lot to do with the crown chakra. So third eye is like intuition and connecting to your clairsenses and using those abilities. And your crown chakra has to do with connecting to divinity, connecting to the spiritual realm. So for me, when I wear amethyst, I program my crystals, but which basically just means that you give an intention towards that energy interaction between the crystal and you. And when I wear amethyst, amethyst is my crystal for bringing in joy. So that's what I use it for. In terms of ametrine, ametrine is a crystal that is that incorporates amethyst and citrine. So amethyst brings you the purple, and citrine brings you the yellow. And yellow is related to the solar plexus chakra. So it has to do with self-confidence and willpower and connecting to your the power, your true power of who you are. So ametrine is kind of a balance between the third eye chakra, which is intuition, and your solar plexus chakra, which is the willpower and who you are. And the third crystal on this necklace is auralite, which is one of my favorites. So auralite is a type of amethyst which is only found in Thunder Bay, Ontario, and it's an amethyst that has many different types of inclusions. So that means it's an amethyst, but it has a whole bunch of other minerals and crystals included in it. And I have another piece of auralite here. This is an auralite wand that I have, and you can see it's got layers in it, and it's got different colors. So at the base it's really dark, and at the tip it's really light. But
Tina, can you put your hand behind it so we can see it, like with your hand behind it?
Maybe.
Oh yeah, there we go. There we go.
Whoa, okay.
It was blending a little bit into the background.
Dexterity. So yeah, auralite is typically known as auralite 23, and it has a lot of different inclusions. And inclusions just mean it has a lot of different minerals and crystal types in it as well. So auralite is pretty much programmable to absolutely anything because it has so many pieces to it, which is a wonderful part of the crystal world. Is you can have crystals with so many different properties, and if you want to ask your crystal to help you with a specific something in your life, then all you have to do is hold it and ask it to help you with that. And then that energy, that intention that you give is how that energy interacts with you. It's very cool. So,
that is cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
so you can use crystals to help you do pretty much anything in your life. I have lots of other crystals as well. I wear lots. So, for example, I have this blue kyanite bracelet, and blue kyanite is good for lots of things, but I program it for help with communication because I'm doing this show, and communication is a really important part of that. So that's why I use that. And I have, lepidolite, which is another crystal of the purple ray, and it's to help me with emotional control and being calm and centered. There's just so many things you can use.
There are a lot. I mean, that's like going into the rabbit hole of crystals and all of that. This is why we have the courses.
Yes. Yes,
them
for
all.
sure.
Oh, and look at this. My mom's here now. She goes, "Hi, Carly. I'm on, Mom." She made it. She was texting me right before. How do I get to this? I'm like, you got to go to the group. So yeah, awesome. Yes, I'm just going to just share a little bit here about how to access this. Obviously, if you're watching already, you found it. It's in the Facebook group Live, which is the Tribe of the Holistic Market and Psychic Fair, HMPF for short. Also being broadcast to YouTube and will later be uploaded to Instagram TV. New as well is you can listen to this because I have it being broadcast in a podcast as well. So if you've got Spotify or Google Podcasts or whatever that one is they're being pushed out to quite a few podcasts as well. That's available through there. So I just also want to mention, because we do have some people making some extra comments, which is great. But in order for us to be able to see your picture and your name, you do need to grant StreamYard permission to see, for us to see your info. It's only in the Facebook groups that this happens, but there's an extra security protocol from Facebook. So if you wouldn't mind going over to streamyard.com/Facebook and allowing, just once you have to do it, you can allow permissions for us to see your info there. Otherwise, we end up with a little blank person and says Facebook user, and somebody said greetings. So hello, greetings to you too. So if you'd like, you don't have to, but if you'd like to have us be able to see that, that would be awesome. Yeah. So yeah, if you've got any questions for Tina about crystals, maybe there's a crystal that you have and you're not sure what the energetic properties of it are, certainly go ahead and let us know. Type in your questions, whether you're watching right now in the replay or you're watching live with us through the YouTube or on the Facebook group. Please go ahead and let us know. And so I'll bring Tina back here again. Hello, Tina. So something else I wanted to ask you about is being an empath. Maybe you can share with us what that means to you, what your experiences are, and I have a feeling that being an empath has led you down this path to where you are right now because you want to help others. So yeah, can you start with sharing with us, like maybe for those people who aren't familiar with what an empath is, let's just start at the beginning and kind of go from there.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
So being an empath just means that you are one type of an energetic sensitive. So there are many types of energetic sensitives. Empath is just one. Another type is being an intuitive sensitive. I'm both, so which is why I call myself an intuitive empath, although I don't really share that with everybody all the time. Basically, what an empath is you are sensitive to the energy that is emitted from other people and other living things. So most of the energy that empaths feel, a lot of the energy is emotional energy. So when we encounter a new person, we can feel their energy in their emotional realm, right? And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to identify what the emotions are, because that is a whole other level. But when we encounter new people, we have the ability to sense their emotional energy, sometimes their mental energy, sometimes their physical energy. Like empaths often feel pain from other people. So sometimes what happens when we're around people and say the person near you has a sore elbow, empaths can also feel that sore elbow. And when you're a new empath, you might have no idea why your elbow suddenly starts hurting. And this is where empath tools come in and empath skills. So basically what happened to me was I was an academic, and I was in university for many, many years. And that whole time I was in university, what I discovered later was I was suppressing the intuitive empath parts of who I am. And that whole time I was sick. I had migraines. I had injuries that wouldn't go away. Whenever I got a cold, it would never go away. Like it would just last for a really long time. I had injuries that wouldn't heal. And what I eventually came to understand was this was because I was suppressing a large part of who I was. So in 2009, I got injured really bad, and it didn't heal and didn't heal. And a friend of mine suggested going to see an energy healer that he was going to see. So again, energy healing, powerful stuff.
Was that the first time that you had gone to
No, it
see an
wasn't.
energy?
No. Well, when I was a teenager, a late teenager, I like to call her my substitute mom because I spent so much time with her. She was a mom of a friend of mine. She was doing Reiki training, and that was actually my first experience with energy healing when I was 16 about. And then I went to university, and I was in science, right? I have 2 degrees in science. And I was like, I was I was at the end of my rope. I wasn't walking. I couldn't drive. I was in so much pain. I was not functioning. So my friend suggested going to see this energy healer, and I went to see Jan Hansen in Calgary. Thank you so much for changing my life. And and what happened was she reintroduced me to the world of crystals. I had always loved rocks and gemstones and crystals when I was a kid, and then I went to university, and it wasn't so much a big part of my life because yay, science. um, and basically what happened was she gave me a crystal, and I had never been given a crystal before, and I was so touched, and I really had a, a profoundly awakening experience just from the energy healing itself, but also the gift of this crystal. So I started sleeping with this crystal and having this crystal with me all of the time. And it was a smoky quartz, in case you're wondering, and I still have it. It's beside my bed. It's on my headboard. And
is that the smoky quartz that you brought to share with us today? Or is that a different one?
No, it's different.
Oh, of course, you have more than one.
No, like this. I know what you're talking about, but no, it's not. It's not the one that we'll probably share later on in the show.
Okay.
No, it was just a tiny, like insignificant looking smoky quartz, like tumbled crystal, and I slept with it the first night she gifted it to me, and the next morning I woke up, and I didn't know at the time, but I woke up, all of my intuitive abilities like started again. I call it my intuitive awakening, because that's basically what happened. All of my intuitive skills, my empath skills, just woke up. In case you're wondering the difference between an intuitive energetic sensitive and an empath, you can be both, absolutely. An intuitive energetic sensitive has very sensitive clair senses. So our clair senses are senses that sense energy of any type, right? So this might be clairvoyance, and you might be able to see energy, interpret it. Clairaudience is being able to hear energy. And there's claircognizance and clairsentience, which is clear knowing and clear feeling. So empaths have the sense of clairsentience. We have open and receptive sense to energetic, emotional energies. If that makes sense. So what happened when I woke up as this intuitive empath, being an academic, is I had absolutely zero skills to cope with the energy that I was suddenly feeling all of the time. So I could feel my partner, and I could feel the people around me, and going to the grocery store was unbelievably overwhelming. What happens with empaths who haven't developed their empath skills yet is the world can be a pretty overwhelming place. So what I did was I used those research skills that I had learned about in my science education, and I researched as much as I could about why I could feel things from other people. I would know if somebody was really angry. I would know if somebody was very happy. And this was I could connect to people without being near them, even. So which is another level of.
Okay, there's a whole other level right there.
There's a lot of levels. Right? There's a lot of levels. So yeah, what I did was I researched these basically empath skills, and I incorporated crystals into my life, and started using them for lots of different aspects of my life. And eventually I got to the point where, I had quite a bit of crystal knowledge, and I helped a friend of mine, Tara Sue Moore, in Cochrane, open a crystal store. And It was so fun and such a wonderful experience. I got to write the little description cards when you go to a crystal store, and there are cards of what are the metaphysical properties.
Yeah.
I wrote like 330 of them. It was so
talk about an
fun.
introduction.
I have this really big spreadsheet of the metaphysical properties of crystals. Not that I have it memorized. I don't know all of the crystal properties of all the crystals, but it was a really fun experience to get to write and create this spreadsheet of crystal properties. And then Tara Sue asked, could you teach some crystal healing courses? And I was like, okay. So I created some crystal healing workshops, and they went really well, and they were received well. And then she asked, do you think you could have an empath workshop? And then, okay. So I started sharing my empath, just, tools that I've come up with over the last 10 years now. Things that work for me, things that I have read work for other people. Because the important thing to note about crystal healing, energy work, empath skills, any of those tools, is to find the tools that work for you. And what works for me might not work for you. And it's important to try different things and find what actually does work, and then incorporate that into your life, which is another piece. What tools, what resources, what skills can you incorporate into your life? For example, something like crystal healing. It's a pretty passive tool, right? You get your crystal and you clear and charge it. And we have video courses on to teach you how to do that at Metaphysical School. And then you program it, which is basically you hold it in your hands and you ask it to help you with whatever it is that you want help with. And then you just have it on your body. It's pretty simple. It's a passive skill. Something like meditation, not so much, right? Meditation is more of an active skill. It's something that you have to do. You have to remember to do and incorporate it into your life. So it's important to find the skills that work well for you and that you can incorporate into your lifestyle.
Yeah.
So does that answer?
It is easy. Oh, it totally is easy to wear jewelry with all of it. Yeah. Like I don't wear anything that doesn't have some kind of physical and energetic property to it. Because I'm pretty selective too. It's easy to throw the crystals onto a chain and just rotate them out. And I like using like this as well. You can use as a pendulum as well. I'm sure there'll be topics of that at your school too for further perusal and all of that. And I do get that. Like it makes a lot of sense. And the fact that you have like you said, you have 2 science degrees.
Yes.
So you're coming from a very scientific place. Yes. And then you have all of this happening to you that is not as easily explained. You must have thought you were going crazy or something, or like what's happening to me? Like, am I sick? Or like beyond the physical, like going into like what's happening. And when you don't have that, I'm so glad that you found people that along your path that were able to guide you and point you in the right direction to be able to make sense of all of it too.
Yeah. 10 years ago, I didn't know what to do. I really didn't. I searched online. I found a couple empath communities online, and people in there shared their skills. It was a really difficult time for me 10 years ago. A lot of things were imploding. I was, still healing from this back injury that had laid me out literally. Like I wasn't walking, I wasn't driving. I couldn't, I wasn't functioning. And so, the empath awakening, the intuitive awakening, it was really hard. And what got me through it was having that online community, that online place that it was a safe place for me to share what was going on, and people understood and they knew where I was, because they had been there too.
It wasn't new to them. It was just new to you.
It wasn't new to them.
So that was good guidance.
So one of my mentors, says that pain activates our purpose. And that's basically what happened with Metaphysical School. I was lost. And how I found myself was having this community of people that could help me. Because you can't go to YouTube and, watch a video and put in, comments, and it's not really the safest place.
No,
to
it's very
share your life
one directional.
Yes. So there was this community, 10 years ago. It was really not the most technologically advanced thing because it's 10 years ago online. And this is what I'm trying to create, but not just for empaths. Metaphysical School is a place for all spiritual seekers. And what I mean by spiritual seekers is anybody who has questions about life, the universe, and everything, anything energetic, anything spiritual. And you're looking for answers, you're seeking answers, hence the spiritual seeker part. And it's especially important, especially specific for energetic sensitives as well, because we have one of our 8 core subjects is intuitive abilities, which is where our empath skills go in terms of video courses and discussion. And so we have these places where if you have questions about a specific thing, there's a place for you to ask questions and get answers. Which is why, it took 2.5 years to bring it to creation, because during this time, it took me 2 years to develop this collective of faculty. So we have...
and your faculty is worldwide. Hence,
the faculty is worldwide.
When you were talking earlier about the fees that you have, that they're in US dollars, I mean, that's the reason why, because you have an international community, international faculty, and international students. Yeah. Oh, and before we get too far here, I wanted to share your free gift as well. Tina has gifts for everybody. How to work with energy. I don't know if it's a PDF or like an
infographic. It's mobile friendly, which is how I designed it.
So good.
it is a PDF, but it's an image, it's an infographic, and it's very long so that you can just scroll on your mobile device to learn about how to work with energy.
And that's tying in with what we're talking about here today. And also you have 9 Tibetan Singing Bowl Meditation. It's an MP3. And I believe that one goes out a couple days later after the first one. And to get this free gift from Tina, head over to her website. And it is news.metaphysical.school. And from there, you'll just need to put in your first name and email. It'll get sent right to your inbox, and you'll be able to get that free gift from Tina. Thank you for that too, Tina. I'll bring that up again at the end.
Welcome.
So why don't we go into the crystal part and start to share some of those examples that you brought with you.
Okay. Okay. Well, I shared the Orlite, and I have it, behind my hand now. So this is one of my favorites. It also lives beside my bed. But because this intuitive awakening happened with Smoky Quartz, I adore Smoky Quartz. It's one of my favorite crystal healing tools. I'm wearing it today on my other wrist, but I do have a really large Smoky Quartz. So this is the one you were asking if this was the gift. No, this was not the gift.
Oh, yeah. And that one, when you say large, that how much does that weigh? Like it looks like 5 pounds or so, or?
Yep. It's probably 5 pounds.
Yeah, that's a big chunk.
So this is an Celestial Smoky Quartz. This specific one came out of Brazil. So one of my most favorite crystal healing workshops is called Shape Specialties and Masters. And the Shape Specialties and Masters is like the next level of crystal healing. So there are a number of metaphysical properties that you can gain from a crystal type. And what I mean by crystal type is it a smoky quartz, or is it blue kyanite, or clear quartz, or kunzite, or lepidolite? Those are the type of crystals. But when it comes to shape specialties and masters, that has to do with the properties of the crystal in terms of its shape and its features. And so this crystal is an celestial. So what the celestial, how you identify it is, it's also called skeletal quartz or jacare quartz, has a lot of different names. And basically you can kind of see that it has this structure to it, right? This skeletal structure. And that's what the celestial property is. So celestial can come in smoky or amethyst. A lot of quartzes, rose quartz. I have an celestial rose quartz as well. And what the metaphysical properties of that shape are, it's called celestial because the properties are known. And this is by experience from a lot of different crystal healers around the world. Is an celestial quartz will help you connect to the spiritual or celestial realm. So this being a smoky quartz, and smoky quartz is known as a crystal type to ground you. It's a very grounding, centering, and that's why I use it, crystal. So this celestial smoky quartz allows you to connect to both the earth and the spiritual realm. So you're very grounded, but you're also very connected to divinity. So you
have that awareness.
Yes.
Without numbing it. So you're there and present, grounded, but you still have that connection. To the divine. That's so cool.
So sometimes what happens when you're working with crystals that might only connect to the spiritual world and connect to divinity, is you can feel a little floaty and ungrounded. And that's not a comfortable feeling for me at all. So I like the properties of the celestial quartz because the celestial smoky, because it does both. It connects me to the earth, so I feel grounded and connected to divinity or the spiritual realm at the same time. So it's a very comfortable feeling for me working with that crystal. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And I'm actually curious now from our viewers, go ahead and type in there what your favorite crystal is. One of mine is amethyst, but I get that too. Like that's very floaty, and then you're up in your headspace a lot and up in here in the ethers. And it's like, okay, I need to ground myself. I like actually using anklets to help with the grounding, like really pretty anklets and putting them around. It's like, okay, down here, I'm centered. Oh, we have Jazz is on here. She's watching. She put a little smiley face on there. Hi, Jazz. Thank you for watching the show. Yeah, let us know what your favorite crystal is. Type that in the comments. We'd love to hear from you what your favorites are as we share what ours are. So, Tina, I know you have some more stashed over there that you'd like to share with us.
This is also one of my favorites. This is called it's a lepidolite crystal type, but it's a botryoidal feature. So the botryoidal is all of the bubbles in it. So the circles that are in the crystal, that's what the botryoidal feature is called. And
it looks like melted aluminum or something. It's like very metallic.
It's
looking.
kind of
shiny.
It is shiny metallic because lepidolite is made out of mica, which is it's a very shiny type of crystal. It's also
used in makeup for that shimmery look.
Yes, it is.
Look at your ingredients, people.
So actually, crystals and gemstones have been used in makeup forever, right? The ancient Egyptians used to crush lapis lazuli and crush malachite and wear it as eye makeup. Just so you know, they're both toxic to have on your skin. So malachite's base is copper, and you can get copper poisoning from having like powdered malachite on your skin. And lapis lazuli has pyrite in it, which is also toxic as a powder on our skin too. So yes,
But it's only toxic in the powdered form, because I'm thinking,
You
I
can't
have
ingest it.
malachite rings and earrings and pendants.
No. Like if it's tumbled, like if it's a processed
Yeah.
crystal, it's fine to wear. It's not going to leave residue on your skin, which can then absorb into your skin. It's fine. It's fine to wear crystals against your skin if they're processed, but it's the crushed part, right? So there's a lot of things you don't want to put on your skin if it's crushed, because then you can absorb it. But yeah, if you want to wear malachite or lapis lazuli as a piece of jewelry, by all means, it's fine. You can hold them. You can hold them for as long as you want. Yeah, but there's another part of crystal healing called elixirs. So what some people do is they put crystals in water, and I personally would not put any crystal in water that has metallic compounds in it. So like malachite or lapis lazuli, pyrite, you don't want to put those in water. If you want to make elixirs out of crystals, you can make elixirs out of any crystal. Yeah. But you just have the crystal outside of the water. Having the crystal interact with the water next to it is just as effective as having it in the water.
Oh, I didn't know that.
In my opinion.
That's good to hear. Oh, and we've got Jazz here sharing that she likes shungite, rare but amazing, and she wears shungite bracelet on the daily basis.
Yes.
Yeah, that's another good one. That's yeah.
Shungite is a black carbon-based crystal that comes out of Russia.
Yeah.
So shungite itself is very rare because it only comes out of one place of the world. Shungite is a very powerful grounding, and a lot of people use it as a protection stone, and some people use it to protect from EMFs. So because it's carbon-based, it's kind of used as a filter. So shungite is a very powerful protection grounding stone. It's a very popular empath tool, actually, because it can filter, and it's my preferred word is filtering rather than protecting. Right. Protecting has this element of fear to it, right? And a feeling of lack of security, whereas a filter allows all the good, happy, energy that you want to interact with through, and just filters out any of the energy that you might not want to interact with. So shungite is a very, very powerful filtering crystal if you are an empath and can feel other people's energies.
Yeah, and then I've got a comment here from another one. Shungite mantra is, "My mind is pure, my spirit is clear." That's so beautiful. Thank you, Jazz, for sharing that. My mind is pure and my spirit is clear. I like that. And I like that too, because now she's setting that intention to work synergistically with the crystal for her highest good, and that this is what she wants to do. I like that. Way to go. Thank you, Jazz.
It's also asking for what you do want and not asking for what you don't want, right? Which is an important aspect of programming. Because if you ask for something like, it's a tough one, but I want to be free of pain, what the universe hears is pain. Right? So if you're programming crystal for pain relief, a really great way to ask for the intention of that is asking for my physical body to be completely comfortable, relaxed and comfortable. Because it's asking for what you do want and not for what you don't want.
Yeah, it's like the universe doesn't hear. Universe doesn't hear that I don't want this. It's like, or the negative part of it. It's like, no, you have to flip it into the positive phrasing. And then Gail Penfold here. Yes, she's my mom. We have the same last name. Amethysts are her favorite, and she bought a lot of amethyst jewelry when she lived in Seoul, Korea. Actually, I do remember I bought a couple of pieces there too. Super, super dark amethyst that I got from there. Nice. And yes, my mom has quite a collection of good stones, and I think that might be my first start. Actually, was in her jewelry box. What are all these?
Nice. Yeah, amethyst is also one of my favorites because this is a big amethyst chunk. Yeah. Me too. I program them to bring me joy.
So do you have some other crystals there you can share with us?
I do. I actually have an amethyst. It's hard to tell. This is called a generator, and I love crystals that have lots of different types of crystals in them. So this is a clear quartz, amethyst, and smoky quartz generator, and it has phantoms in it. So phantom is another specialty feature that you can get of quartz, and so you can maybe see this dark spot in the middle.
Yeah.
That is an amethyst and smoky phantom for this crystal. And what phantoms do is they help reveal what you don't necessarily see, if that makes sense. So it's like it's
kind of what's going on behind the scenes.
Yes.
Almost like hindsight, but now.
Yes. Yeah. But it also it kind of works as a window, right? So it allows you to see things that are below the surface. That makes sense. And then this crystal also has this ginormous record keeper. So oh man, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. Oh, do you see that little triangle right there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've got my nose up to my screen, but yeah.
Yeah, it's tough one. So this crystal, I love the features of crystals because it just gives you a deeper level of crystal healing. So what a record keeper does, and the record keeper is a triangle that's etched on the surface of a quartz face. So what record keepers do is it's kind of like it gives you access to knowledge in the Akashic records, if you're familiar with that.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like the Akashic records. I know it. You can see those striations on the crystals.
Yeah,
and
those are called Lemurian lines, and I have another crystal that has Lemurian lines. This is oh, here we go. Let's see if we can. There we go.
Yeah, so I just caught a flash of that. Yeah, so it looks like the crystal has like
horizontal
in a nice stage of some sort. It's been had something etched, but they're so straight.
Yeah,
it's almost lasered in.
Yeah. So Lemurian lines is another property of another feature of crystals that are similar to record keepers. If you look into the literature, Lemurian lines give you access to Lemurian knowledge, and record keepers will give you access to Atlantean knowledge. So it depends what ancient knowledge you are looking into, but those are some of the properties of quartz. There are so many.
And do you have, for people that are wanting to dive into this a bit more, there are those courses available on the Metaphysical School site? Or in the works, or in the process?
They're definitely in the works. So in terms of crystal healing, we have 5 video courses on crystal healing. 4 of them are mine. So I created a video course series, actually, of 4 videos based on my very first, my introductory crystal healing workshop. So it's called Crystal Healing, What, Why, and How. And in that crystal healing series, I have how to use and choose crystals, how to clear and charge crystals, how to program your crystals. And then in the last bit of the last video, I have a little bit on crystal prescriptions. So over the last, I don't know, 7 years or how long have I been doing crystal healing? 4 or 5 years. People ask, what are good crystals for whatever? So I took a top 10 of what people have asked me, what are good crystals for whatever, and I made a list of crystal prescriptions of crystals you could try to help with whatever it is. So in there I have helping with sleep, helping with pain, helping with grounding. Gosh, I don't even remember all of them. Helping with self-love, I have that in there as well. Helping with I don't call it protection, I call it filtering. So filtering crystals, I have that as well.
I like that. I think I'm going to adopt that myself.
Yeah. It really resonated with me because it's more of a place, you know, no matter where you are, there is going to be energy that that you might want to feel, right? You want to feel other people's happiness. You want to feel other people's joy because it's those are really positive, renewing emotions, right?
Yeah.
So no matter where you are, there is still that, and you want to be able to feel those, positive, renewing energies, and filter out, stuff like anger and anxiety that you might not want to feel. And so there are crystals to help with that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today. I can't believe it's like we actually need to wrap up right now. I don't want to keep talking. I want to go on this like all day. So I'm just going to pop up here, popped up on the screen here, that the free gifts that you have to offer are available at news.metaphysical.school. When signing up for the newsletter, you will be receiving some gifts from Tina, and those are how to work with energy and 9 Tibetan singing bowl meditations, and those will be sent right to your inbox. So if you would like to have that from Tina, please go ahead and sign up for her free gifts. I absolutely love what you're doing with the school, Tina. I'm so grateful that you've done that. I'm working on my videos, and I expect to have those up in the near future. And thank you for sharing your info about the crystals. Thank you for sharing your insights and your own story about what it's like to be an empath and how that's affected you in the world and brought you onto your path here today. So go ahead to stay in the studio. I'll be with you in a sec. But thanks for being on.
One thing I wanted
to
yes,
and one more thing.
So in celebration of the Metaphysical School opening this week, we are launching the school, and we're doing a grand opening celebration. So all of this week, I'm doing Facebook Lives on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then again next Monday. And I'm sharing the story of Metaphysical School. I'm giving tours of the school pages, web pages that you can see. Wednesday, I'm giving a tour of our video courses that we currently have. Friday is a tour of the community aspect, so you can see what our community looks like in terms of groups and forums. And on Monday, I'm going to share some really cool things that we're working on right now at the school to make it even better. And Carly is going to join us on Monday to talk about her experience with the school. But in addition, to celebrate our opening and the grand opening celebration, we're giving away a ton of gifts and prizes to all of the new students who enroll before the end of Monday when our celebration ends. So if you're interested in learning more about Metaphysical School, you can go to our website at metaphysical.school, or our Facebook page, which is very simply at Metaphysical School, all lowercase, and see our Facebook Lives. And if you're interested, you can join the Metaphysical School and have access to these amazing, amazing prizes that includes readings from a number of our faculty. We have ebooks to give away, audiobooks to give away, so many wonderful, amazing things from our faculty who, a lot of them are, that's our Facebook at yeah. Thank you, Carly. A lot of our faculty are actually vendors from the Holistic Market and Psychic Fair. So if you're familiar with some of the vendors, you're going to see some familiar faces at Metaphysical School. And I just wanted to share about our grand opening celebration before we left.
Oh, yes, thank you, because that totally slipped my mind. Yet I knew this. Yeah, so you can find Tina on Facebook at Metaphysical School is her handle, and on the website metaphysical.school. And then the news.metaphysical.school is where you can sign up for the free gifts. Yes, thank you so much, Tina. Thanks for being on. And yeah, I'll bye. say goodbye right now.
Okay, bye too.
And so, come and join us next week for, I have another episode coming up of Vendor Spotlight next Tuesday at 11:11. I'll see you next week, everybody. Have a great day.